Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi and I'm very happy to be guiding you today through another pick a card reading. So this reading was inspired by what I'm currently reading. It is a book on people's sexual fantasies and it is called Who's Been Sleeping in Your Head? So I'm gonna link it down below in the description box for those of you that are more bookish and enjoy reading. I am a nerd myself and I love to cater to all my bookish people out there, okay guys? So just if you want something fun to read through, link is in the description box below. In the meantime, I have 3 options for you here today. So you can choose between group 1, which is this Amethyst Pyramid. Group 2 has this absolutely gorgeous Selenite Heart. It has like a little spot inside of it. It looks like the face of 2 people kissing. Gorgeous. And group 3 has this very fragile desert rose. Okay. So feel free to pause the video right now. Have a look at your options. Choose with your gut rather than your eyes, because in this case, the reading has a higher likelihood of resonating with you. I'm super excited to discover who has been sleeping in your head and what are the characteristics of this person. I think I'm also going to be looking on whether they were enter your life or if they are about to enter your life. So we'll see. Okay, if you made your choice, I'll see you at your pile. Mwah. Hey group 1, welcome. So nice to have you here. This is for those of you that were drawn to the Amethyst Pyramid. For a second, I just had this kind of like, whoop, the word was taken away. Weird times, guys. We're in a Mercury retrograde, plus a haluva of other planets are retrograde, so slow and steady wins the race during this period, okay? But in the meantime, I want to give you some really fun sexual relief by looking into who has been sleeping in your head and potentially you weren't aware of, okay? So I'm going to pull cards from 3 different tarot decks. I will link them below in the description box. And also, this reading was inspired by a really interesting book on people's sexual fantasies. I'm also going to link it down below in the description box. And as I'm shuffling, I also would like to take this time to let you guys know that personal readings have reopened since today. Whoop, my hair wants to run away. So feel free to book a reading with me if you feel so called, okay? So let's find out who has been sleeping in your head. The devil. This is so interesting because I've just recently finished watching season 4 of Lucifer on Netflix. So interesting. This could be my pile as well. Then you have the 2 of Wands as well. Last but not least, you also have the 9 of Swords. Okay, so I'll show you all of these in a spread at the end of your reading, but first let me just get into it. Who is this person? So straight off the bat, this is a Capricorn with some fire placements, a Capricorn man or a Capricorn female that really stirred you up. This could be even a celebrity. Maybe you have a celebrity crush and, you know, make sure to check their celebrity birth charts. They're the easiest to find online. Just type in the name of the celebrity with birth chart attached to it and you can find a person's birth chart instantly this way. You can find out what your crush's sun sign or moon sign and ascendant are. So yeah, this could be somebody that you crushed over while watching television or while watching movies. I don't know why. Maybe some of you have a lot of very strong Neptunian placements. That's what I'm getting with your group. I think as well, this is also a person that comes across as rather a little bit rigid, very closed off. This is a person that can wear the hell out of a suit. A person that, and I'm playing with my tongue, maybe there is something there about the fact that they have a very interesting way of moving their mouth, and that's what you're very attracted to. Maybe they have very full lips, maybe they, when they pronounce words, when they enunciate them, they just have this kind of allure, you know. Some people are very beautiful when they speak, just like some people make the art of eating a very beautiful thing to watch, you know. So yeah, Very interesting everyday perks, right? This person could also drink a lot of coffee and might suffer from a little bit of a workaholic streak. Definitely, if they are a Capricorn Sun, this is what they shine at: work, public status, the acquisition of material goods, and creating an enduring and reliable image, right? Leaving behind a legacy. And how do they do this? Well, through a lot of hard work. So yeah, this is definitely a person that's very sensual as well. Like, this is a person that works hard and plays hard. You know, it's like as soon as they come home and they take off their Rolex, because if this person works a lot, they do have the means to support themselves as well. So as soon as they come home and they take off their Rolex, they jump into the shower and then they ravage you all night long or something like that. So this is the kind of person we're dealing with here. Why is it the devil? Don't get worried, okay? This is not the monster underneath your bed. This is about the fact that this person is very... My alarm went off, okay. Maybe when you're thinking of this person, you might genuinely please yourself to such an extent that it actually, you know, alarms and bells and jingles go off. It's like when you have that high blood pressure pitch, you know, in your ears and you hear the ding. This usually happens as well when you have very strong orgasms. So this is what the devil energy is about. It's about that carnal physicality, right? It's not about, oh, peaceful, oxytocin-based cuddling and sweetness and my heart touches yours. This is about, you know, strip, let's get it on. On the table, on the floor, everywhere. You know, this is Capricorn energy. So yeah, I think that the fact that this person is a little bit rough is actually what kind of turns you on the most. I'm not sure that you're the kind of person that really wants to be cuddled and kissed a lot. I think that you might feel that that is very sweet, but you might, you know, your libido might actually go down. If this does not resonate, please make sure to check another pile. This is for those of you that definitely are into this kind of devil energy. For some of you, I feel that because this is a reading that also touches upon subconscious desires, I feel that you might not be aware that you're attracted so strongly to these kind of individuals. So you might feel, you know, like consciously, you might think, I don't like this kind of person, you know? But then unconsciously, it's like you find yourself ridiculously pulled towards these kind of guys, or you keep attracting them. And bear in mind, I am saying guys, sorry guys, I am heterosexual and I am applying my heterosexual lens on how I see life. Please forgive me this bias, but take it as it applies in your situation, okay? If you are in a same-sex relationship, this could be just a person that is very strongly into their sexuality, you know? It's like very confident and doesn't mince words, doesn't waste time. They just want to strip you and taste you, you know? Like, this is the kind of energy that I see here. Ultra sexy, ultra masculine, ultra... And what I mean by masculine is just very willful, right? Very action prone, very, let me show you what I feel, okay? Rather than let's talk about it. So, yeah. And maybe you're fantasizing as well about being taken from behind. There is an element here about, you know, not really establishing eye contact. So this is about some sort of illicit desire. It's about, you know, let's just get it on and not actually look into each other's soul or get overly mushy and gushy, right? So this is about like releasing a load. Like, there might be some tension in your life, and potentially this is why you find yourself attracted to this type, you know, because you might be a little bit stressed out, and sex might be a way in which you can just generally release some tension. Let's move on to the other cards, because I felt I insisted too much on the devil, but it is a major arcana, right? So it deserves our full attention. Okay, so we have here the Two of Wands. This is about, it's really interesting. Okay. Two things at the same time came. So on one hand, this could portend to a twin flame situation, and this is why this person is a little bit held back, or this could be as well some sort of blocks that you experience in the fulfillment of your desires with this person. But this is also a sign of delayed gratification. Okay, so what I'm getting very strongly here as well with the Nine of Swords, this is my BDSM pile, okay? Definitely 100% with the Devil, the Nine of Swords, and the Two of Wands. I mean, look at their clothing as well. if this is not BDSM gear, then I don't know what, okay? And this is the lighter form, because I know that there are some stronger forms, chains, whips, and all sorts of things like that. But yeah, this is definitely about fantasizing about, you see the swords in between her legs, being pierced, being taken, but also kind of like being in control at the same time. And it's really interesting because in BDSM relationships, I'm not really into that, but I enjoy reading about human sexuality a lot as a psychologist. So it's really interesting, but in BDSM relationships, you know, there's this division between a dominant and a submissive. However, few people know that actually it's the submissive partner that has the most power in that relationship. People think that the dominant partner that is overtly more controlling, right, and asserts itself stronger, is the one that is kind of like ordering things around. But actually, the really interesting psychological twist in these kind of connections is that the partner that surrenders the most has the more power, right? So it's fascinating, but I do see this dynamic playing out here in your unconscious fantasies. So there is this dominant, submissive kind of kink kind of domain. But then again, you know, what is considered kinky in one culture is very normal in another culture. Like Mediterranean cultures do things together in intimacy that Americans might consider kinky, okay? But has nothing to do, for them it's just natural intimacy, okay? So don't get through the label of kink that strongly. It's just one way a culture kind of likes to organize sexuality. This is mostly about playing out some power scenarios. This is the quintessence of this fantasy, power scenarios, okay? So scenario where sex is not only about connection and emotional satisfaction and emotional nourishment and that deep sense of bonding and belonging to someone. This is about control, right? Having control over someone, releasing control. This is about two people that come together and actually need to take off the emotional tensions that they're feeling in their lives, because I don't think, like usually in BDSM relationships, people have some struggles to generally express their emotions in the way other people would do. It's not in any way to blame anyone, but it's just, it's more difficult for people that are immersed in these kind of sexual dynamics to express their emotions in a very clear, straightforward, extroverted kind of way, right? So I think these are the things that have been sleeping in your head, and this is the person, definitely a dominant, masculine, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Ascendant kind of person. But I do feel that there is this kind of switch as well that happens where, you know, you are not only taken by your partner, but you also like to dominate your partner and flip the script. And I do feel here that, as I mentioned, Nine of Swords, right? This is the card of spending a lot of sleepless nights, worrying. Okay, I am going to say it. Some of you might even have resorted to self-harm in the past, just to cope with your very intense emotions. And I do think that this is why you might be drawn to these kind of BDSM type of fantasies, because as I mentioned, they are very powerful sexual outlets for very intense emotions. And you know, it's hard to find a social outlet most of the time when you're feeling very intense emotions. So in this way, through sexuality, through the creativity of sexuality, you and your partner could actually express your very strong emotional and passionate nature, right? So yeah, that's what I had for you, pile number one. I hope you enjoyed this. Really sexy, right? Really, really interesting. You might enjoy the book that inspired this reading. Have a look down in the description box below, okay? Stay tuned, because in a second I will show you an image with these cards that I pulled for you. Okay, guys, if you enjoyed this reading, I'll see you in my next one. Hey group 2, how are you guys? I send you lots of love and light. It's a bit overcast where I'm filming this video, but I'll do my best to pour a lot of love into it. So this is for those of you that were drawn to this gorgeous Selenite Heart. So let's find out who has been sleeping in your head. So this reading concerns your conscious and unconscious subliminal desires, and it's been inspired by a book that I'm recently reading. You can see it down in the description box if you're interested in having a really thoughtful and interesting, but also kind of sexy reading. So just thought I'd create something fun for you to help dispel the Monday blues, okay? Also, while I'm shuffling the cards, I'll pull cards from 3 different tarot decks. While I'm shuffling cards, I also want you guys to keep in mind that personal readings have reopened. So if you feel so called and drawn to my energy, feel free to book a reading with me. There are many, many different options, and I do have a new dream interpretation option as well, okay? So let's find out. First card I pulled for you, 8 of Wands. Okay, second card, Knave of Chalices. These old-fashioned pronunciations, knave. I don't know, for a second I thought it was knight, but this actually concerns the Page of Cups. And, ooh, the Emperor. What is up with these like strong masculine energies in these readings? Okay, so pile number 1 had the Devil. Go check it out as well. It was really fun. Okay, so my Selenite Heart crew. The person that's been sleeping in your head and has been arousing you inadvertently is a fire sign, 100%. This is either an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I would go for 70% more the likelihood of this person being an Aries, okay? The Emperor is the card of Aries, and we have here 8 of Wands, 8 being the number of power, fire being the energy of determination, and as you can see, tiny penises all over this card. So yeah, this is a person that has big dick energy, right? I mean, it's the Emperor. He's like the quintessence of all the other kings, right? The King of Cups, the King of Fire, the King of Swords, the King of Earth. He's like the ruler. This is a person that loves to conquer, and once he has conquered something, he's like so excited about moving on to the next conquest, okay? This is not a person that sits still for a very long period of time. This is an adventurer, but he's also emotionally mature, so he's not a Knight of Wands kind of player that just comes in for the fun, goes out as soon as, you know, the opportunity of commitment, you know, appears, or not even commitment, but just the idea that you might see that person again, you know, in a social setting. Faux pas. For the Knight of Wands, he's not up for that. But our Emperor, on the other hand, he's like, this is a person that doesn't even need to chase because he's so well known, he is so respected and so loved by other people. The Emperor is a person that is incredibly charismatic, okay? So they don't even need to move because people come to them, opportunities come to them, okay? This could also be if you're in a same-sex couples, because I love to cater for your needs as well, guys. So if you're in the LGBT community, just keep in mind that this is the masculine energy of either a woman or a man that you might be attracted to, okay? It doesn't have to be gender specific. The Emperor is more like the quintessential spiritual energy of somebody that has all their ducks in a row. Not only that, but has a duck farm or a duck kingdom. Take it as it applies. Why am I using ducks in a sex reading? This is weird. Maybe some of you actually get turned on if you have a bath with duckies. Okay, this went wrong very quickly. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. Blame it on Mercury retro. Okay, guys, so I do see that this person, as strongly kind of authoritarian and regal as they appear, this could be a person that walks with their chest very open like that, you know. As strongly regal as they appear, this is a person that loves to please their partner in bed, okay? So you can see here how this character is just tasting her like a lovely meal. Whoa, why did my throat chakra clamp up? Okay, this is a person that could actually make you scream until you lose your voice with pleasure. Whoa. Okay, lucky group. And I think that this person genuinely, it's almost like it's part of their nature, it's part of their sense of pride and a job well done, if you want to call it like that. It's like they have a sexual ethic, right? It's like no partner of mine shall leave the bed unpleased, you know? And they might even have like a secret hall of fame, you know, of their conquests and keep track or score in their own minds. This is not a person that kisses and tells because, you know, this is the reputation of the emperor. But I think that they do like to compare between their sexual conquests. That's not to make them, you know, a dick. But it's mostly just that this person is quite, how should I say, they draw a lot of sexual capital, so sexual self-worth, from pleasing their partner, from knowing that they are in good relations with all the people that they have had physically, and even emotionally as well in their lives, you know. So however, this isn't the energy of a person that has sex mostly based on their feelings or for love. This is a person that just loves the conquering aspect of lovemaking. You know, they like to come in and they like to swoop you off your feet, and they like to just take you, you know, ravage you. This is kind of like a hunter energy, a person that is quite strongly in their instincts, following their primal fire, and winning at it. You know, it's like people actually respect them for doing this. You know, I feel that if you have contact with this individual, if you have had in the past, you were a little bit mind blown, or if you're about to have this, okay? I'm talking about the unconscious landscape of your mind. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a person that you generally have in your life. This is more about the desires that you have in your mind at the moment, okay? So take this as it applies. But I do see here fantasies about being conquered, chased, hunted, you know, at the side of a king, right? Of an emperor, right? So it's kind of like you want to sit on your throne and rule with this person. This is also in a slightly different way, less dark than the first group. This is about wanting to be the other half of a power couple in terms of how you guys manage and handle resources and how you kind of distribute them in your kingdom, right? Your kingdom can be your family, your social environment, any other things that you might fantasize about. This person holds the key to your heart, however. So in spite of the fact that they might not be so emotional, I do think that you will be very, very attracted to this kind of individual. And in your fantasies, you also have this kind of, yeah, there's a very strong here need to be desired, like to be wanted until it hurts, you know. As you can see with the Knave of Chalices here, this is like an almost warrior-like kind of woman that is surrounded by all these monsters that came out of nowhere. But it's like, you don't know. There's a fine line between them wanting to destroy her or them genuinely just wanting a taste of her, right? There's a fine line between the instinct or the drive to desire and the drive for death, just as Freud famously put it out there. So therefore, you know, the unconscious desires actually try the fine line between these two extremes of human experience. So this is very, very strongly related to your need to be very desired. And this is why this image of the emperor, it's like the emperor is top alpha male, right? There is nobody above the emperor except maybe spirit or God, right? So I think that you have these fantasies, like your need to be desired is so strong that you've created such a strong male figure in your mind. And I think that, yeah, your unconscious world is populated by these fantasies of, you know, being chased, being wanted, being told you are gorgeous, beautiful, that you turn this person on, that you make them hard, that they can't wait to have you, you know. So it's a lot about sexual desire that fills in a very deep emotional need within you. Maybe you haven't felt so needed by the people in your life, like the most important people in your life, your family, your group of friends, your community. So I feel that unconsciously you might be playing out these fantasies that are all about, yes, you're being placed on a rightful throne, right? You're center of your life. You're the main actress in your saga. This is absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, I think this is fascinating. I think this fulfills a really important energetic lack in your life. So this is not at all a judgment of value. This is just describing what I see in your unconscious desires, basically. So this is the person that's been sleeping in your mind, in your head, right? The Emperor. Wow. What a strong character. So I think Aries men or Aries personalities, Aries Sun, Aries Ascendant, not so much Aries Moon, but Aries Sun and Ascendant, or Mars and Aries individuals are the ones to look out for in everyday encounters, because they would embody this very strong masculine energy, or men that have their sun conjunct Mars as well in their birth chart. Okay, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. It's fascinating stuff, right? Stay tuned, because in a second I'll show you an image with the cards I pulled for you if you want to meditate on it a bit longer. But in the meantime, feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. Show your appreciation for my channel in whichever little way possible. I completely adore this kind of support that you guys are showering me with, basking in its glow. Okay, guys, I'll see you in my next reading. Mwah! Bye. Hey, group 3, how are you guys? I send you so much love and light today. It's a bit overcast where I'm filming this, but I'll do my best, okay, guys, to bring as much light and positivity into your life as possible during this Monday blues. This is the desert rose that draw you into this pile. So let's have a look at who has been sleeping in your head. This is about your conscious or unconscious desires regarding maybe a sexual fantasy or the type of person that you would, dream about. You might be aware of this to some extent, or you might not. Okay, this is treading the fine line between conscious and subconscious desires. Okay, this reading was inspired by a really interesting book that I have been reading by the same title as this pick a card reading. Have a look in the description box if you're interested in, maybe purchasing it or reading it. I don't advertise for them. I just think it's a well-written book and it inspired this reading. So hey. Okay, so as I'm shuffling, I also want to take advantage of this time to let you guys know that personal readings have opened. So if you're interested in booking a reading with me, feel free to do so. Link is down below. Okay. I'll pull now 3 cards from 3 different tarot decks for you. Okay, excuse me. So, your first card, the Hermit. Your second card, the Eight of Swords. And your final card is the Tower. What is up with the energies for today? I think this new moon solar eclipse, I'm filming this one day after it, maybe influence the energy that is coming through unconsciously, because the moon does govern the unconscious, right, guys? So this is a Virgo. Okay, we have here the Hermit. Hermit card is represented by the Virgo. This is a studious person that doesn't like to go out much, an introvert, a person that enjoys periods of deep research when they can be away from society for long stretches of time. They might pull a Scorpio on people and just disappear for a while out of their lives and then reappear as if nothing happened and they've just written a masterpiece, or they just bought a house or relocated to another country. That's kind of the stealth kind of tactics, right, employed by Scorpios. But I do feel that this could be a Virgo sun, a Virgo ascendant, or a Virgo moon. This is a relatively sociable and appreciated person in their social circle. They're not very extroverted or charming or charismatic, but they're prim and proper. They look very good, very clean, and they are just a little bit kind of like, you get the sense that they're a little bit closeted when you meet them. Like, this person could really benefit from just chilling out or relaxing a little bit. They have this kind of nervous tension or nervous energy around them, which kind of makes them want to please a lot of people or want to work in the service of them. It's kind of like they're always in disciple mode, or almost like they just want to be of help. They draw a lot of strength and confidence from being able to help other people. So this is a person that really wants to be needed, that wants to be, and then kind of doing this thing with my shoulders, I think like they are shouldering a lot of responsibilities in their lives and they wouldn't want it any other way. So this is a person that genuinely enjoys being respected, responsible, like an eminent person in their social environment. This is no nonsense kind of person as well. If they see a fault in the way you speak or in the way you dress, they will go and address it. You know, they want to perfect you, they want to improve you, they want to make you be better, okay? And they have like a million thoughts and they come really fast, and it's always about adjustments, right? How can we improve this? This is a person that when they are sexually intimate with you, they will actually get upset if you don't have an amazing experience with them, and they will plan it and they will kind of fact check it. They will test out certain things before the main event, you know, just to make sure that everything is up to par, right? So I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it's kind of like this person and this kind of Virgo strong energy. It's kind of like trying to organize an act that is very instinctive, right? Like having sex. It's a lot about desires and sensuality and smells and tastes and sensations and perceptions, right? At its best, sex is about letting go of your logical mind and just running with it, right? But maybe that's my biased perception as a Pisces. But the Hermit is a lot about no, I need to improve my technique, right? So they might want to improve their fingering technique, or they might want to be very good at giving you oral pleasure. So they might watch videos and take notes. This is the kind of person that watches a porn video and takes notes. Yeah. You know, and it's kind of like experimenting with sex toys and just thinking as well, like what could be some really interesting like body oils, you know, some sort of edible oils, or kind of like I don't know, scented powders. I know that there are all sorts of things like this being sold, especially in supermarkets in Germany. They have massive sex shops in Germany. So yeah, this person likes to explore the whole gamut of sensuality. And I think that they are very like they want to achieve, but not in a way in which the Emperor in pile 2, you might want to have a look at that as well, wants to achieve, like to conquer and to say, haha, I express myself through how I please you. This is more about, I want to do a good job. This is about similar to pile 1 but less dark. This is about having a very strong sexual ethic, you know, like I don't even know if there's such a thing as a sexual ethic. I'm just making this up as I go along, guys. Okay, Mercury is retrograde. Please be gentle, yeah, with your comments. But I do think that this is a person that wants to satisfy the partner almost because they also want to create a relationship. Might sound weird, but it's like they want to create a relationship where they are needed, where they know that you're not going to leave them because they are indispensable to your life, okay? With the 8 of Swords here, this is a person that might tell you some white lies from time to time just to keep you by their side, you know? Like, there is a sense here with Virgo energy that they like to keep their partners in a state of almost mild codependency in some light forms, and in other forms like really strict control. And it's about kind of having this person coming in and doing a lot of things for you. So the darker aspect of this unconscious desire is having a person control you, and the lighter aspect of this subconscious desire is just having a partner that can genuinely take care of the material things in your life while you just do your creative projects, okay? And oh my God, I can completely empathize with you as a Pisces Sun. Constantly, I'm thinking I need more earth energy in my life so that people can take care of material resources while I just do my creative shiz. But I think this is your fantasy as well, and it's kind of like on a sexual level. This is about, you know, having a reliable person that gives you this emotional stability for you to let go, right? For you to just come clean and not have to hide yourself, not have to put on a false sense of self, because the 8 of Swords is the energy of having the wool pulled over your eyes, right? Being in some way deceived, but also kind of trapping yourself through your own thoughts and, you know, overthinking things to such a point that you block your mind, you block your energy, you're self-poisoning yourself with your own thoughts. And you might be a worrier, because warriors do that, okay? If you worry about a lot of things, if you have a lot of fears and anxiety, then you tend to trap yourself mentally very frequently. So it's almost like you want this person with some sort of Virgo energy to just step in and say, you know what, sweetie, I can take care of everything else. You go and put your feet up. Or, you know, you go and have a little bit of a meltdown and I'll take care of cleaning the house, washing the dishes, okay? So this is the kind of energy that I see here. It's almost like on another level, this could play out as you want your partner to tell you that you're right. You know, that kind of, it turns you on to know that you're right. So it's kind of like you might have some debates, some interesting debates in your mind with this person, or you might fantasize about that and you want your partner to tell you that you're right, that yes, everything is as you say, sweetie, you know. And also while they're taking care of your material and physical needs. I hope this doesn't sound in any way judgmental. I don't mean it to say like this, but it's Virgo energy, so it's a bit tricky to describe how this plays out in a sex reading, because Virgo energy is about purity, right? So it's about repression, keeping a lot of things under lock. This is why Virgos blend so well with Scorpios, because Scorpios have that passionate intensity that helps Virgos let loose a bit, you know. So I do think that this is definitely about maybe reading erotic literature together. Virgos do tend to get a kick mostly through the mental medium. So it's kind of like if you use words that make love to their brain first, then they will make love to your body second, right? So yeah, they are a lot about, you know, editing, proofreading, the world of words and logical thinking. They like the control that words and carefully chosen measurements and turns of phrases gives them, right? They love intelligent people and they love to come across as intelligent. So it's kind of like this will translate into the sexual experience as well. It will be something refined and intellectual and kind of, sensual at the same time, you know. And we have here the Tower. This is about powerful orgasms, okay? So you might fantasize that you are together with this person that's quite prim and proper, and then like the tension builds up between the two of you until you kind of just rip each other's clothes off, right? Yeah, so you might have these you might have created a partner in your mind that is very like clean and very moral and very well put together, and then you just go at it like animals behind closed doors, you know. It's a lot about like pent up repressed desire that is just exploding, you know. It reaches a point where it's, you know, we can't do anything else, where they're gonna kill each other by arguing, or we're just gonna rip our clothes off, because usually this is what happens. So if you're having conflicts with people in your life of the opposite sex that are very attractive as well, this is why you're having conflicts, because sexual energy needs to travel someplace. So if it's not expressed physically, it will be expressed verbally or in other kind of more aggressive way, right? The instinct for sex can transform very easily into the instinct for not instinct, but the opportunity for conflict, okay, if it's not felt out, if it's not elaborated. So I do think that there might be some push and pull dynamics, some conflict, some I want you, no, I don't want you, but I want you, you know, kind of like repression and then release, you know, letting go and holding on dynamics in your fantasies. So yeah, wow, you're certainly not being bored in your subconscious desires. So that's what I had for you, pile number 3. Please stay tuned. I'll show you in a second an image with the cards I pulled for you if you want to press pause and meditate on the cards. At the same time, I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's all for fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed delivering this message for you, and I hope to see you guys in my next pick